Adventures in stand-up. I'm Lawrence and I'm gonna talk about my adventures in stand-up. Knock, knock, who's there? Me, Lawrence.
Hello, it's me. Hello, welcome to Adventures in Stand-Up. I am Lawrence Lando. That might be the sound of my car's heater in the background. Let's turn that off and I'll sit in the freezing cold for all of you. Welcome to Adventures in Stand-Up. I am Lawrence Lando, an open mic comedian who knows nothing, yet feels the need to discuss at length my thoughts on the world of stand-up comedy. And the microphone just fell off there, so I don't know if any of that was caught. If not, I am sorry. I do this in my car in the hopes of one day having a crash and going viral for it. So, what's been going on recently? Not much. Hurt my shoulder, not at a gig, just in general. I feel like I've dislocated it. It's pretty bad. But hurt my shoulder, been eating, it's nearly Christmas, and that's pretty much all there is. Lots and lots of writing I've been doing, which I'm really excited about. But what I want to talk about today, actually, because I've been trying to get some gigs for January and February, preferably just open spots, because I've got a couple of bigger 10-minute spots in January and February that, if I do well, there's progression. So I really want to hone some new material, hone some of the old material. I've started putting some physical comedy into what I'm doing, so I want to, work on that. But it's really hard to find 5-minute spots, and I thought I found some, and I emailed them. They came back and offered me a spot, which was great. It was like 3 different venues. And then I realised they were all bringers. On the email back, they were all bringers. Now, for those of you who don't know what a bringer is, a bringer gig is when the comedian has to bring a friend. Normally just one, but they have to bring a friend. And, well, first of all, I don't want to bring anyone. I have friends, not enemies. So I don't want to bring anyone to a gig, turn them into an enemy. Oh, my radio's just suddenly started playing. You can hear the baby songs there. There we go. So these bringer gigs, it's a bit weird because I've pulled out of them. I'm not doing a bringer gig because it doesn't really serve a purpose in my eyes. The audience isn't really a comedy audience. They're just people someone's brought. They're not really going to come and laugh at you because they almost feel loyalty to their friend to laugh at them. I feel it's kind of bad because if you think about it, if you're a promoter and you can't promote the gig to have an actual comedy audience, there's other comedy promoters out there who could take that room and actually create an audience. So it's very disappointing that there's so many around, it seems, near where I live. I don't see any benefit from doing a bringer gig because there's no progression. It's not real stage time because you can't really judge the reaction. There's nothing to gain from doing it apart from actually being on stage, I guess. But it seems kind of fruitless, in my opinion. So I'm a bit disappointed. It's very difficult to find just 5-minute slots at the moment. I'll keep looking. But yeah, I'm not going to do a bringer gig. It doesn't make any sense. Even if they say we're going to film it, it's like, well, so what? There's no genuine reaction here. There's nothing for me as an act to be gained from going to a gig where I've got to bring a person. It doesn't matter if it's a room where, there's maybe 50 people in there. It's not a real audience. The whole thing about comedy is people have come out to have a laugh. They've not come out because they've been asked to be a bringer, to be a plus one. So I'm really disappointed that that still happens. And like I said, a proper promoter. I've been to open mics that have actual audiences. So, you know, an actual promoter could take that room and turn it into a good room. And also, when you think about it, a lot of these bringer nights are normally run by an act who doesn't want to promote, and then he or she is just using the night to MC and give themselves loads of stage time in front of your friends. You know, I don't mind the idea of helping to promote, like turn up an hour early and flyer. I think in America they call it barking. I don't mind doing that, but I think to actually bring an audience is not right. And there's something else that's come up as well recently, which is an odd one. I've had 2 gigs that I've backed out of when I've read the small print. They are going to film you on stage and cut it up into minute-long bits and put it on their Instagram pages. And I'm there thinking, I don't want you to put my material out on your Instagram page. I don't want my material out yet. I've only just started. But even if I was amazing, I wouldn't want you putting my material out on your page. You don't own my material. So I found that a bit of a strange thing. I don't know if that's like a new thing that is going to be more common in the world of social media. Promoters trying to, I don't know, get paid for other acts' work. But really, I find that very odd that I would be offered gigs and they'll film me and put me on their pages. Shouldn't it be I put it on my page and I tag the promoter or promotion? And that's if I want to put it up on social media. So that's a new thing that's coming up as well, which is making it even harder. These open mic gigs are getting very difficult to find. I almost want to just find my own and put something on, but you know, I don't really want to have to do the admin. But listen, if anyone out there has an open mic, has 5 minutes, 7 minutes or 10 minutes available, wants to put me on January and February, I would love to take you up on it, because I'm getting desperate now. I've got a big gig for me at Nottingham Canal House in January. It's a 10-minute slot on their new act night, but if you do well, you'll progress onto their bigger night. In February, I've got my first 10-minute open spot on a pro bill for Funhouse Comedy. I've got a big kind of competition night, a gong night, at the end of January. I've managed to get an open spot at a place called Doghouse Comedy in Hatfield, I think it is. It's actually found them online, applied. Turns out an act who I've met, who's a nice guy, I got on with him, Tom. He has stuff on Instagram, and no, Facebook he has it on, I think. He pretends to talk to people on a phone, and the phone is usually like a shoe. It's very funny. But he runs nights, so he's given me a spot, which is great. But I have nothing else. I need slots to get up and get better. So yes, if any new acts out there, by the way, if any of you are experiencing what I'm experiencing and finding it hard, I think this is a southern problem, because I'm in Bedfordshire, so I consider it south. But I think south we have very poor open mic ability. Whereas up north there seems to be quite a lot of like open spots and clubs that put you on and stuff. So I think it might be a southern thing. But if there are any of you out there struggling, let me know. If any of you out there aren't struggling and know some really great places I can get to, I'm happy to go to the Midlands as well, or Milton Keynes. Let me know. Give me a holler. And how are you all finding it? I think that's really it for me today. Not much to really discuss, because I haven't been gigging, but I have been writing. And it's really just trying to get gigs. That's the struggle right now, particularly open spots for January, February. I just want to practice, but yeah, give me a shout. Sorry I've ended it on a bit of a like, ugh. But I also just ate a pizza sandwich, which I don't know if you know what that is, but that's when you get 2 pizzas and you put them on top of each other and eat it like a sandwich. So I feel very full. But about to go pick my boy up, have a nice Christmas, wife, me, my boy, fireplace, some Christmassy films. I've got lots of fudge. So yeah, Merry Christmas and adios.
Adventures in stand-up. I'm Lawrence and I'm gonna talk about my adventures